Good morning. I thought I would share a little meditation this morning. I'm going to do a little reading from Pema Chodron. Merlin and I then will talk a little about the reading, and then we will sit for a few minutes together. So, let's see, get comfortable in a seated position. You could also lay down. That's totally fine. I'm going to get my other camera on. And usually when I sit in silence. I feel like listening to some music this morning. It's a little bit dreary out. This morning it's a little gray, and I just feel like being uplifted by some music by Lane Redmond, who is was because she passed out of this physical form a few years ago, but her spirit, her energy shines on. She is a spectacular being and drummer and healer, and I thought we would listen to some of her music, and this is Hymn to the Muse. Always appropriate, but a little reverence, devotion, connecting with what we love. So take a moment to actually connect with what you love in your life. Anything that comes to mind, people, animals, any beings, trees come to me. I love trees. It's pretty easy to connect with love in this way, what we just love with ease. And then one of the beautiful things is the more we practice that, we can set our intention to radiate that out, to spread that, let it ripple out, and even and especially to the places where it's more difficult for us to actually send love, positive energy, healing energy. And I think we all recognize that our planet and our country and our communities need that more than ever now. At least as much as ever in humanity. So, start with a reading from this little baby book, Practicing Peace. This is a series of writings. It actually talks from Pema Chodron. And this morning I opened up right to Compassionate Abiding. That's always fitting, but particularly with what we're talking about this morning. When something we find unpleasant occurs, our conditioning automatically clicks in and we have a strong reaction. There is a practice we can do right then to help us stay present and awake. It is called compassionate abiding. Compassionate abiding provides a way to no longer invest our reactions with so much absolute truth. We can see our interpretations and our opinions as just that, our interpretations and opinions. We no longer have to be under their control or have them color everything we think and do. Strong reactions will continue to arise just the way the weather changes, but each of us can develop our ability to not escalate the emotions so that they become a nightmare and increase our suffering. For the purpose of doing this practice, try to connect with a feeling of aversion to something. Whether this is a smell, a sound, or a memory of a person, an event, dark places, snakes, whatever it is, use your discursive mind to help you contact that feeling of aversion. And then, as much as possible, apply the technique of letting the thoughts go so that you can abide in the experience of aversion as a felt quality. For some people, it's just felt in the body. Sometimes it's more atmospheric. Imagine someone asking you, what does aversion feel like? You want to find out. Even if you can't put it into words, you want to have a nonverbal experience of dislike. Once you've contacted that, if you can contact it, then breathe in. Instead of pushing the feeling of aversion away, invite it in. But without believing in the judgments and opinions about it, just contacting the feeling free of your interpretation. You can do this for yourself as a way of approaching what you find repulsive, and you can also do it with the wish that all people who, just like you, are hooked by the power of aversion, could not act it out, could not become its slave. In this way, your own discomfort can connect you with the aversion and pain of other people and awaken your compassion. So this exercise of compassionate abiding, in this case specifically abiding with the experience of aversion, consists of breathing in the negative feeling and then relaxing outward. Then you breathe the feeling in and relax outward again and again. You could do this for 5 minutes or for hours or any time on the spot when aggressive feelings arise. We do this for ourselves and for all other people who feel prejudice and disgust but have no way of working with it. And so it escalates into self-denigration, jealousy, and violence and creates endless suffering all over the world. We contact the aversion, experiencing it as fully as possible as we breathe in, and then we relax as we breathe out. We let the feeling be a basis for compassion, and also gradually, over time, we realize that it's like a phantom. When we stay with it in this way, the aversion dissolves. It's not an opponent that we're struggling against. It's not anything except energy that gets solidified and that we justify. And then, on the basis of that justification, we hurt people. There's a quote that is usually attributed to Carl Jung that says, "The only way out is through." This is very much the approach here. It's not a way of getting rid of strong emotions, nor is it a way of indulging in them. Gradually, we learn to simply abide with our experience just as it is, without building it up or tearing it down, without getting carried away, knowing our own unfabricated energy as a same fluid, dynamic, unpin downable energy that courses through all living things. So beautiful. So with that, let's sit for a few moments. Shamatha, gentle abiding. Be aware of your posture. Putting your chin in a little so your spine is really nice and straight. And now we'll have silence. Releasing your shoulders. Put your tongue gently at the top of your mouth, up against your teeth, on your roof of your mouth. I always lose the ability to talk coherently when I start to relax. Often, anyway. Put a smile on your face. Be a just barely perceptible Mona Lisa smile. And in this form of meditation, we're actually going to have our eyes open. And we're just going to gaze down at the floor in front of us, maybe 6 to 8 feet in front of us. And the reason for that is that we're actually approaching this as a practice in becoming more fully present. So yes, more fully present to our discomfort, things we find aversive, and also more present to all aspects of our experience. So our inherent joy, peace, love, plenty of room for everything. It's all here. In fact, for a moment, you can become aware of the expansive quality. Here we are, grounded on the earth. Feel our tailbone energetically rooting into the earth below us. As well, we're absorbing that earthian energy up. We're also receiving energy from the sun, the sky, the universe, through the crown of our head. moving down our spine and into the earth. We're deeply connected to everything. In fact, everything is in us, in the sense that all energy, everything is energy. We are energy, the earth is energy, everything is energy. And we are in energy, and energy is in us. And just let your breathing become very natural. You can have your palms down or up, whichever feels right to you. Let's also take 3 nice, gentle, deep breaths into our nose and out through our mouth to further help balance our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Just imagine that you're releasing anything that you don't need, any excess energy. And let your breath return to breathing in and out through your nose, which is the breath we use for the rest of this meditation. So for the next few moments after I ring the bell, what we'll do is we will just peacefully, gently abide fully in this present moment with whatever arises, noticing our thoughts and practicing just letting the thoughts release. How? By recognizing and labeling thinking. And then gently, as if you're touching that thought really gently with a feather, and it's like a little bubble. Dissolved. And we come back to our breath. We can count our out breaths. It helps us to stay grounded. When you reach 7, just start with 1 again. If you lose your place, no problem. Just come back to 1. We'll do that together. Just over and over, noticing thoughts, letting them go by coming back to our breath until the bell rings again. So here we go. Remembering that we treat any thoughts that arise exactly the same, just thinking. Whether we have a thought that feels powerfully emotional, or just a thought like something about the past or the future, something really mundane, or hey, I want to move my finger, there feels like there's a fly on my nose. Just thinking. 1. If you'd like, you can set a timer. pause the video and go for longer. Whatever feels right to you. Just take a moment to notice the effect of that simple practice on our body, our mind, our emotional energy. Take a moment to thank yourself for doing this practice. Send some gratitude out too as well. Yourself, to the earth. Thank you for joining me with this meditation, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day.